Hey guys, ECRG here. Today we're talking work-life integration. Hey guys, ECRG here. Today we're going to be talking about work-life integration and mainly the difference between work-life integration and work-life balance. So a lot of you guys are familiar with the term work-life balance, and that's been a popular topic around the time period of the early 2000s up until now. And work-life integration has been something kind of on the fringes, and now just recently starting to gain some steam about what that really means, and the difference between work-life balance and work-life integration. A lot of people think it's the same thing, just different words, but that could be not further from the truth. And the truth is, when I define work-life balance, that is a clear distinction. They're creating a balance between, one thing over here and one thing over there. And the one thing being your time at work or time focused on work, and then the time focused at play. So there's kind of a yin and yang there in the topic of work-life balance. So, that's typically, you have your time at work, and then you have your time for when you're not at work and doing whatever you want to do. And that's work-life balance. Now, work-life integration, on the other hand, is where you kind of blur and mix the lines there of when you're at work and versus when you're at play. And I'm going to make the case, hopefully today, that work-life integration is so much better. And there's going to be a multitude of reasons why. But, a lot of people before liked work-life balance because they thought, I do my work, I'm done, I get to go home, hang out with the friends, hang out with the family, take more time, on PTO, take time off for vacation and things of that nature. And, that's fine and dandy, but work-life balance has become harder and harder with the integration of technology into our daily workflow. People are getting phones, work phones. People are, able to use their phone to connect to the work computer, work email, and things of that nature. So people are expecting instant gratification because you're able to be contacted at any and all times, which can be an issue. And that's where the term work-life balance really came from, leaving your work at work and when you're home type of thing. And, balancing those two acts. So, I think there are pros. I mean, that obviously works for some people, but some of the cons of the work-life balance mantra is, you really separate those two things. You really leave those relationships, those mentorships for the workplace environment. You're kind of leading two lives. When you're at work and during those hours, 9 to 5 hours, you're in that work mode and in that professional mode. But when you're off, you're not. So I think that's one of the things to consider when you think about work-life balance. But as we're becoming more and more integrated with our jobs, finding that balance is hard and really distancing yourself from that. And is that even a good idea? So I think with the advent of personal branding and, people using LinkedIn and social networks like that, and even using Facebook and all those type of things for marketing, for, business development for yourself, for career development for yourself, even more so, we're becoming in a more integrated space with those things. You see people on Instagram and YouTube and, wherever that might, LinkedIn, wanting to kind of promote themselves and the skills they bring to the workplace. Well, that's kind of branding yourself as an expert, as that person. And that's just not during the 9 to 5 schedule. That's 24 hours a day that people are supposed to be thinking about you in that light. So, we're even more so stepping into the integration space, work-life integration, as personal branding becomes more and more common and more people start to do it, because there's a lot of advantages with that as well. So, some more advantages with work-life integration is, especially because this is a clinical research channel, I think CRAs are really the epitome of that, because, and for those of you that are listening to this and don't know what CRAs are, they are people that it's really a clinical research term that stands for clinical research associate. These are people that travel all over the country weekly or bi-weekly to go to research sites and really monitor and source data, verify data. So they actually go to the sites typically every 6 to 8 weeks, depending if you're doing risk-based monitoring or not. But anyway, for the purpose of this video, they travel a lot. And oftentimes they're getting back in town later than 9 to 5 working hours, or having to leave earlier than 9 to 5 working hours, and having to write reports late at night and things of that nature, even leaving and flying out on Sundays or on the weekends or anything like that. So that's true work-life integration, because you're working on hours. You're technically not on the clock, but they get paid very well. That's one pro to work-life integration. They get paid extremely well. Another thing that happens is a lot of their time when they're on the clock, they're not spending any of their own money. And that's one of the best benefits of work-life integration. The office or the company is paying for a lot of their life. So especially those days they're on the road, the company's paying for everything. The company's paying for their food. They're paying for their drinks. They're paying for them to go around the city, Ubers, taxis, whatever it may be. So it is a great job for that. And it's really the epitome of work-life integration, because you get to go all over the country, Miami, New York, LA. You get to go all over the country and sometimes the world to, things that a lot of people want to do. You get to travel, and then on your free time, you get all those miles and points that you get to use for even more travel that you get to do for free. So, in the meantime, when they're not on the road, they're working from home. So guess who's paying for that fancy internet connection? The company. So they're expensing that to the company. So as we get more and more integrated with technology, I think we're going to see more work-life integration where people are working at home. Everyone has a home office and they're able to work from there. I just recently read an article on that ice cream company, Halo Top. And as of the recording of this video, they currently do not have an office. They operate hundreds of $millions in sales a year now, but they don't have an office. All of their employees work remotely, and they're expected to keep up with whatever they got to keep up with. But that goes to show that you don't need an office to run a successful business. Everyone can work remotely with the advent of technology. So I'm sure that job has more of a work-life integration balance where you're obviously having to work from your house. So work-life integration right there. But I think this is where we're going and where the future is, and the type of jobs that people actually want are these work-life integrated jobs, because for a multitude of reasons, you're going to get paid, and there's going to be a whole host of other perks that come with that. So I think it makes a lot of sense. And I think a lot of people are getting hip to the fact that work-life integration can be having work-life balance. And I think that's important to recognize. So stay tuned as we see more and more of that, dealing with the work-life integration. That kind of goes with the whole work from home thing also, where we're going to be seeing more and more of that. People want the benefits of that, not having to get up and get dressed every day. It takes people a long time to commute to work also. That's more work-life integration. And, we're seeing personal branding come into place to contribute to work-life integration. So stay tuned, because I think we're going to see a lot of this. And, young people, millennials, they want to travel. And obviously, you're going to spend more time than just the 9 to 5 working hours travel. They want to travel the world. We want to, I don't know why I'm saying they, I am a millennial. We want to travel the world. We want to get out there and meet people and change the world for the better. And I think one of the ways we do that, it's not true what they say about us millennials. We love to work hard, if not harder than the previous generations. So that's just completely not true. And, I think one of the things that's big to us is passion and making a difference. So why wouldn't we work harder if we feel like we're making a big difference? So once again, more work-life integration. There are a lot of things that millennials are passionate about, you name it, health, the planet, just overall like being better people. And when we're working in those fields that we feel passionate about, we're going to be more comfortable integrating that with our life because it aligns with our morals and values as it is. So I think this is just the beginning. I think we're going to be seeing a lot more about work-life integration. And I think we're going to be integrating our jobs more with our life because we're typically doing things that we're passionate about and we don't mind it. And especially there's a lot of pros that go along with work-life integration and not just keeping it separate. So, and I think companies are going to benefit from it too. I mean, don't forget, if you are more integrated with your work, you're going to work harder. Like I said, you're going to make deeper connections with the people that you work with, and life is just going to overall be way more enjoyable because of that. So I think there's benefits to go around with the work-life integration, not to mention what I talked about earlier about the CRA gig. So I hope we see a lot more gigs like that. I think we will. But that's it for today's video, guys. Just wanted to talk a little bit about work-life integration, and stay tuned. I think we're going to be seeing more of this, and maybe we'll do some more videos on that here. So comment down below what you guys think about work-life integration versus work-life balance. We'd love to hear your thoughts. As always, like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel as always, and email us at eliteclinicalgroup@gmail.com for any inquiries you may have. All right, guys, take care.